for it to all link up. I've noticed sometimes I start too soon, so good morning, wherever you are in the world. So we had ourselves a pretty good game tonight, right? The Colts almost came back and tied it. One drop. Like, it couldn't have got sweeter than that. And it was high scoring. Now, it took a while to get going, but I was happy with it. It was really a satisfying game for a Thursday night. And Trevor Lawrence was pretty speedy, considering he was injured. His knee is all messed up. And Derek Carr was pretty good. It was very defensive the first, I would say, two halves. And then it kind of came unglued near the end there, which I love. I love exciting, nail-biting games at the end. And that came down to one drop, and it would have been an overtime game. So you can't ask for more than that. But the Jaguars have now won 4 in a row with an injured quarterback, so they're looking good. Let's do this. Let's put this up, and you can see it. There we go. So we're looking right here where I've got the little arrow here. It says QB efficiency, EPA play through week 6. So it looks like number 1 is Brock Purdy. Tua is number 2. Josh Allen is number 3. Patrick Mahomes is 4. And Patrick Mahomes really has not had a stellar year. It's been okay. It's not been his best year by any stretch of the imagination. But he finds a way to win. The team seems to find a way to win. And I like that. I like teams that find a way to win. It's always very satisfying. So it also says here, Hunter is tied for the NFL lead in sacks and is the number 1 in tackles for loss. Wow, stats are so crazy now. So click it here. Actually, that works a little better. But, being a defensive player sometimes is not the most rewarding path. But those who know football know how deeply committed and how hard these people work and the pain that they go through in their body. There's so much contact. And, in the course of a night, they have impact like they've been in 3 car accidents. And their bodies must be insanely sore. We've also got hockey back. It's getting exciting. If you're Canadian, you love hockey. Oh man, that sucks. Season hasn't even started. And looks like Kirby is out with a knee injury. And it's interesting how leg and knee, ankle, hip, those, no matter what the sport, seem to be the worst. In the coming months, which quarterbacks do you think are going to be improving? And which teams do you think will have a closer shot of having a 50-50 record? There's still, one team that hasn't won yet. So I'm hoping that will change for them. So I'm looking at Kirk Cousins, and I honestly feel bad for him. He has had such a wickedly hard year so far. Derek Carr is doing well, though, even though he's rated 20. I thought he did very well. Trevor Lawrence is definitely better than 18 on this list here. Geno Smith is always very exciting to watch. Justin Fields, I hope, recovers from his hand injury. And Bryce Young, we were talking about him earlier, I hope gets his first win. Now, if you go outside right now and you have a look, let's have a look. This is what you're seeing, right? It's beautiful outside. The leaves are coming down. I love this time of the year. Today was weird. It's windy and cold a little bit, but also humid at the same time. It was weird. Like you had, it felt like current that was warm, which was swirling, and then you had kind of damp and cold mixed together. So it must have been two separate fronts that were going down. The 49ers, unfortunately right now, have so many injuries. Having a look here. Let's make this smaller just for a moment. And then you can see the full screen. I like this music. It's nice. I don't know how loud you guys can hear it, but it's pleasant. Yeah, I think the Jaguars should be very pleased with the outcome of this game because it really could have went either way. It was close, right down to the wire, and those are the most satisfying games to watch. It's a great shot. I like this one. We're getting funky all of a sudden here. The music. There we go. So many young players on the Saints. It's incredible. So right now, Jalen Carter is not great. He's hurt. To what degree, I don't know. Dolphins or Eagles in the epic Sunday clash. Who do you think? I don't know. It's going to be a great game either way. I think Philly will have a good chance of holding them back. I can't even remember what I picked the other day, but that's going to be a great game. It's going to be satisfying. I love games like that. Now, if you're betting on it, it might be a nail biter. Let's have a look here. Let's check some of the notifications before I go. This is funny. Betting Berries 7 NFL Power Rankings. Number 1, the 49ers. Okay. I don't know if I agree with that this week. The Dolphins, number 2, and that's a rare pick. The Lions, 3. More and more people are jumping on the Lions train. My number 1 favorite team is the Buffalo Bills. My second favorite team is the Lions, and it has a lot to do with, if you live in Canada, you're close to the Detroit border, and you're also close to Buffalo, New York. So as a kid, I watched the Lions, and I watched the Bills. And in hockey, I used to watch the Sabres, right? And the Detroit Red Wings, who won a lot, to the point where it was very frustrating, because the Leafs just didn't, which is sad. Okay, so let's finish this up here. We've got the Eagles at 4, the Chiefs at 5, the Jags at 6, the Bills at 7, and at 8, the Ravens. Now, this is a very unique list. Seahawks, Buccaneers, Cowboys, Huh. I don't know if you can see. You can probably see it. I don't know if I can click this. I don't think I can. But let's look at the lines here for a second. Oh, I like this. This is cool. So if you look here, we'll balance it out. 1 second, folks. Still really learning how to use this and the restream. But I'm enjoying it. I like that it can be on multiple platforms at the same time. The lowest passer rating allowed. Oh, this is cool. Yeah, see, they should do lists like this more often. Number 1, Michael Edwards, 8.3. Kyle Hamilton, 31.3. I believe it's Grant Delpit is at number 3 at 33.8. Geno Stone at 35.4. Vito. Hi, Vito. How you doing? All the way from Italy. It's good to see you too, sir. I'm broadcasting more often. It is right now 1:30. I just finished watching a football game, so I was really enjoying it. What's it like in Italy tonight? Well, it'll be morning for you, right? I'm okay. Hopefully your health is good. I don't know if you know this. I absolutely smashed the crap out of my knee the other day. Tia got the best of me. Oh man, I was in pain. I was in my dress shoes and I wasn't doing well. Let's see if I got some water here. I'm just gonna have a little drink here, water. I find with the heat on now that I'm suffering a little bit with the voice. It is 7:29 here. Okay, so what is that? That's 6 hours, right? That's 6 hours. Huh. Interesting. You know, I like doing these at this time if I have the energy, because when people wake up in the morning, they'll be able to watch these, which is great. I have to also be careful not to make it too long, because no one ever watches them this long. Now, if you have multiple people in the stream and you're having fun and there's crazy banter, that's different. But Vito, do you broadcast at all? If you do, maybe sometime I'll have you up. Okay, so what do we got next here? Learning away here. I've got to go to this here. Bring it back, and we'll hit this one again, and we'll see a little better. Oh, the quotes one. Look at it. It's going like crazy here. So I make up list. Wow, look at the traction on the Lions. It's insane. Look at it. That's wild. It's non-stop grooving. I wonder, I should adjust it, but it would be even worse if I didn't stop it here. His sound bites are always insane. Got some artwork here. This is interesting. Let's have a look at this. All right, here. Double this up here. There we go. Ooh, in the last 17 games with the Detroit Lions, he has a 13-4 record. He has 4,473 yards. That's pretty darn good. That is pretty darn good. You know, many teams didn't believe in him. Some quarterbacks take a little longer, I think, to peak. And Jared Goff is one of them. He reminds me of Kirk Cousins. He just has a better team. He has a much better team. Kirk Cousins on the right team could do much better. Like much, much better. I'm interested in, next season I'm very interested in seeing where he may land. So if you like, here, we're going to do this. Let's click this. Can I hit it here? Oh, interesting. I should work on the backgrounds too. Okay, so let's do this. And then if I flip this over, it'll do it. Okay. If you like old school rap, I'm personally just discovering rap. I got this on Amazon. And it's 5 discs. It's 100 tracks. And it's got everything from Notorious B.I.G., Busta Rhymes, Mace, MC Lyte, Bob Fabulous, Grandmaster Flash, Little Kim, and Big Daddy Kane, and much, much more. But I think I got this for around $14. So it was good value. This is a CD that I think I thrifted a while ago. So if you are Canadian, oh, look at that, we're getting the reflection on here. The reflection. Okay, that's a little better. This is Big Sugar. And what's cool about this disc is it's actually 2 disc, and it's a greatest hits package. They call it the best of. But the one disc, the budget one, like we'll say the freebie, is basically a medley, I guess, or a live recording of Big Sugar. And Big Sugar's great. I've probably seen them 20 times, something like that, throughout my life, maybe a little more. If you are a lover of blues music, oh yeah, I keep forgetting cameras here. If you love blues music, you can't go wrong with this. This is Elmore James. This is original blues. And this has 40 cuts. I think I paid a little extra for this one. I think it was about $14. But I'm a huge fan of Elmore James. He was one of the first electrical slide blues guys. If you want jazz on a budget, okay, because if you were to buy these albums, like as in vinyl, you're probably looking at $20 to $50 per recording. Here, let's do it like this. Okay. So you see it there. Trying not to get too much reflection on it. But what they've done here is they've taken 4 classic albums and put them on 2 CDs. And the sound quality is excellent, which I was quite shocked at. And again, this is made in the UK. I think I purchased this, and again, I think I paid $13 to $14. But that's 4 albums, and if you like jazz is not easy to get. It just isn't. Let's have a look over here what I got. Here is another, so I guess we're doing Miles tonight. So here's a classic. I got this, believe it or not, at a church sale. And, those are the best, because I probably got this for $2, $3. And that's the way to do it. I've showcased this one before, only because I'm a huge fan of the Isley Brothers. And we lost one of the Isley Brothers this year. It was Rudolph. And he was the big guy. Well, let's see if I can get him right there. Good old Rudolph. He was more of a background singer when they were the original 3. It's a weird band because of the 6, the only remaining 3, 3, I am right, are Chris Jasper, who's on keyboards, Ernie Isley, and of course Ronald Isley, who has his own whiskey. It's called Smooth something, I am guessing. But he's doing quite well. I'm happy to see that, because not old soul singers all do well. Here's a prime example. James Brown, when he hit his peak early. I tried not to get the reflection here so bad. There you go. But this is a wonderful compilation as well. This is 20 cuts. It's hard to get really good sets of him. There was one, it was 4 CDs. It was insanely expensive. It had rare tracks on it. I think I had it once in my life, and I loved it. If you like old blues, you can't go wrong with this. This is Muddy Waters, and this is wild how many cuts are on this. It might say on the front. It does, 80. It has 80 cuts. I prefer... Best Buy. Oh, really? Okay. I'll listen to that. So you're a jazz lover. I'm really just starting to discover jazz. I've only really been listening to it, I would say, traditional jazz. I used to listen to smooth jazz, which is kind of like this, what we have in the background. That was my first introduction to jazz. But then I found as I got older, I had a deeper appreciation for the original jazz from like the 50s, right? Like Coltrane. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Oh, this is wonderful, this one here. I still haven't opened it. Here you go. Bill Withers. And Bill Withers is one of my all-time favorite singers. We lost him a few years ago. Ain't No Sunshine, Lovely Day, Lean on Me, Just the Two of Us with Grover Washington, Use Me, Grandma's Hands, and a few other tunes you probably won't know. Let's have a look here. So, alright, these might shock you actually. So, being a DJ for years, which is what I was, I used to do Parents Without Partners dances, which were really interesting. I also used to work at Pat Mario's and Kelsey's and and Sharky's and a couple of other strange places. But I did the club scene for quite a while, and it was fun. Never played jazz. Played more like old stuff. So we were just talking about very cool jazz, right? You can't go wrong with John Coltrane. And this one is another set available on Amazon. 3 CDs and a lot of music on here. It's excellent. And it's recorded okay. This one is not recorded the best, but I don't think his recordings were. Absolutely love this set. But I love old blues. Always have. Don't know why. It must be my past life. And this one has 50 cuts. And Lightning Hopkins is not the easiest person to get stuff. So I was happy to get that. And all of these run about $12 to $20, somewhere in that range, Canadian. This one I think I got at a yard sale or something. But I love Dean Martin. Always have. Just love his voice. This one is 3-disc, and it looks like it's 61 cuts. Some quick math there for you. For those who are dance club M people, Gold. Here you go. This is another one. And the Gold series is wonderful, and you can find that on Sony Music, and there's so many. There's multiple. I wouldn't doubt if there's 100 artists that are M people. I should look it up. M people was a weird dance thing. It had a little bit of depth to it. It was fun. It kind of reminded me of London Beat as well. That's another one. I think I have a box set somewhere, but it's in storage. Here's another one I haven't opened yet, and this is more memory lane. Patsy Cline. I used to play this all the time at Parents Without Partners, and I always loved her voice. And this one has, it doesn't say, I'm gonna have to do some quick math here. Looks like about almost 80 cuts. Either 80 or just shy. There's a couple more here we'll do, and then we'll call it a night. Okay, here we go. This one I got, and I really liked it. And it was cheap. And I can't even tell you. I think it's 4 disc, if I'm correct. Is it 4 or is it 3? It's 4. It's 4 disc. It says right on it. Yeah, 4 CDs. And these 4 artists, so it's like 1 CD of each. And I got this again somewhere between $14 and $16. Can't beat it. And it's like a history lesson. So if you love jazz, like I love jazz, this is phenomenal. The old crooners. Here is a Canadian artist that I really enjoy. His name's Steve Strongman. He lives in Hamilton. Wonderful guitar player. Great blues guy. If you can see him, go out and see him. Support local talent. It's so important. And if you can't buy their stuff, this always reminds me of my grandmother. She loved him. That was her favorite artist. And this, again, this one looks like 60 cuts. There's a lot of Sam Cooke out there. I haven't listened to this one yet. I have another set somewhere that I listened to on disc. Or is it just... It might be files. I might just have it on files. And that's why I purchased this. The other one I had, I think I sold years ago. I think someone offered me the right price and I went, sold. Because you know what? If you can buy it and get your money back and then, record it, it's great. We'll do, you know what? Let's do a couple more. We've got so many, so. The next one I'm going to show you is one of the great surprises that I had recently. Love this. Couldn't believe how much I love this. This is so good. His voice on the first 2 discs, is just rich and powerful, and his range is crazy good. And sadly, near the end of his career, when I saw him, his voice was gone. But I had no idea his voice was so good. And what was great about this, the surprise, was the guitar playing in it on the first disc was so good. And it reminded me of Jimmy Vaughn. And it's funny, if you listen to enough music, you start to realize people's influences. This one was fun. This is another part of the Gold Series, which is on Sony. This is Heat Wave. And it's excellent. It's excellent for what I paid for it. It's 3 disc. It's got all the remixes. Rod Temperton, I don't know if you know him. He wrote quite a few songs for Michael Jackson. And him and Quincy Jones collaborated, I think, on the first 2 albums that Michael Jackson did. I think he only did 2 albums, didn't he? 2? 2 with Quincy, for sure. Or was it 3? Might be only 2, and then he went no more. If you love old school... I'm trying to get it not to... Here, can I do it up here? Yeah, that's not much better. Studebaker John, very nice man. Wonderful slide player. This is on Delmark Records. This one I got on sale for like, I think $10 total. If you went to the concert when I saw him around when this came out, I think it was $30, and I was like, new. One of my favorite bands from the 80s. This is the Brothers Johnson. Brothers Johnson were also produced by Quincy Jones. We were just talking about them. And this is a great set. It's 2 CDs, somewhere between $15 and $20 I paid for it. Got it on Amazon. Highly recommend it. So why don't we do a couple quotes and call it a night. Thank you to all the people who are watching this. Thank you for Vito, for your comments tonight. That was wonderful having you here. And let's just quickly switch this over like that. And we'll click over here. Let's see what we got. All right, a few steps in, I'm there. This is nice. Let's do this one. Okay. Is this going to click up? I don't think it's going to. Oh, I know why. Because it's a video. And you learn stuff every day. We are one. One people. One planet. One love. I like that. Have a beautiful day. Absolutely. I totally agree. Here's some of the notifications. Conscious Creations Inspired. Thank you so much for your support. Freebird, which is Mark Bird 17. Thank you for your support as well. Thank you to Rick, who I've been following forever. And Tony D. There he is right there. Cheese Fries. Cheese Fries has actually really funny, entertaining tweets. How do you guys feel about paying for X and no longer being Twitter? Well, this one's fun. Maybe we'll end it with this. So this is the top tight ends receiving yard leaders. Okay, so I'll just quickly go through this. Oh, it's neat how they do that. That's so funny. They even have Taylor Swift here in that. Travis Kelce. With no blue mark. God, do you think they'd have him verified, right? So Travis is number 1 with 346. Sam Laporta with 325. TJ Hawkinson, wow, 307. That's excellent. Evan Ingram, 301. Mark Andrews, 294. Darren Waller, 282. Jonas Smith, 282 as well. Kyle Pitts at 251. Dallas, look at that. That's amazing. 247. And Cole with 240. So, I wonder how the Giants are going to do in the next couple of weeks. And the Vikings. Jaguars seem to be okay. Ravens are interesting right now. I'm just looking at some of these comments. They're not that bad. Yeah. Some of these things are funny. Right. Don't forget Kelce missed 1 week. And he did. That's such a good point. And you know what? I honestly think he's injured. He doesn't seem himself to me. He doesn't seem to be at the same level that he was at. Hopefully we'll have some pretty good weather this weekend. I hope that happens. Alberto, thank you so much for your support. Pascal, thank you for your support. Maria, thank you for your support. Coach Turby, thank you so much. Nino's Digital Cafe. I was thinking about actually listening to one of his shows soon. I've just been so focused. But, yeah, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday. Well, technically it's Friday right now. But Friday tends to be a somewhat busy day, so I'm glad I got this out of the way. Because I don't know if I'll have time tomorrow to do this. I'm glad to see they're back. They were rolling along really well, and then the wheels fell off when Elon took over Twitter, now X. Edward Sims, thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Robin, as well. Terry Lightfoot, thank you. And Super Gina. And Joy. There's Joy. Good old Joy. All right. Heinz. Anthony Gomes. Wow, that's an old picture of me there. Holy mackerel. That is probably, no word of a lie, 20 years ago. At least 15. I honestly don't know. I'm trying to think. That's... could be 20 years ago. Somewhere between 15 and 20 years ago. That was a great night. I remember that night. It was really good. One of the better ones. So thank you for being with us on this channel, and I appreciate all your support. Thank you to everyone who watches it on Twitter, and some people who are now watching it on Twitch. And I've not been on Twitch for a very long time. And for those watching it on Facebook, hopefully you enjoy the college games tomorrow. And we'll do this. We'll talk about sports and music and spirituality, and it'll just be a mixed bag. Sometimes we'll have guests. Occasionally you will see me on other shows. But yeah, I'm streaming again. And I have to get back to doing some of the shorts. There's just only so many hours in the day. You will see Tia in the future, and she's doing well. My knee is healing up well. Please pray for my knee. Vito, thank you for still being there. I appreciate you so much. I'll show you right here. Thank you. And hopefully you find this, rewarding and peaceful and insightful. And, we're going to build a community like we had back in the day on HAPS. And unfortunately, when you have these type of communities, you have to be on every day. Every day. Even if it's for 10 minutes, better with guests. When we used to do it in the morning, God, it was funny. The mornings that I didn't want to do the show, we literally have 5 guests. And they would be great shows, and they would be bonkers and fun, and we'd be laughing, and I'd always have a sense of connectiveness with different people from all over the world. And that's the great thing about the net, is you can, through broadcasting, form new relationships and synchronicities and powerful energies of connection with people from all over the world. Like today, I heard from Fraser. I have not heard from him in a very long time, so it was great. And it's entertaining to think of what the internet will be with AI, and in the next 10 years, like, where will the technology go? And I'm grateful for all the people that I've met, and some of the even difficult relationships I've had, because it's not always, when you do broadcasting, it's not all fun times, right? Yeah, sometimes it's very monotonous and painful, and people can be cruel, and especially if you're a professional athlete, some people will celebrate when you're hurt. Some people will celebrate when you have lost, or, your misfortune, or you make mistakes. Or like tonight, I felt really bad for the Saints. They were close to tying it up, and it was a very catchable ball. I would say 9 out of 10 receivers would have easily caught that with no problem. And it was just... I think a lack of concentration, or maybe they didn't see it until the very last moment. But there's so many receivers now that are so good at, oh my God, planting their feet and catching it with one hand, and hitting it in the air and then re-catching it, and all within the red zone. So we will see you tomorrow. Hopefully will have time to do it. I think tomorrow's going to be a full day. Tomorrow I am looking after the grand fur babies next door, so which is Yuna, right? And Phoebe, who I swear is a Kardashian. This is a cool photo. Now, that looks like it is generated through AI. You can almost tell now if you've been looking at enough stuff to know what is AI and what is not. What do you prefer, cats or dogs? I'd be interested in knowing. What do you have a mixture in your house? Tell me their names. I would be interested in knowing. I really would. Cats have servants, right? Dogs have masters. That's so true. This is cute too. I saw her the other day, the bunny lady. I can't remember her name. But that was one of the wild dramas that were on Habs. But it's good to see that people are still broadcasting. And if you can, get out and enjoy nature this weekend. You know, even if it's late at night, have a couple drinks with your friends. Or if it's early in the morning, like it is right now, wake up to the sunrise and be kind to yourself. And try to limit that mental chatter. And know that we are all interconnected on this wonderful planet. And we're all deeply lost in the matrix. Have a great day. Please subscribe. Leave the hashtag Restream. I would love to see more and more people use this platform to broadcast, because you can broadcast up to, I think, 10 different. Yeah, I think it's 10. I personally would not need any more than 5. And 4 is ideal. But it seems pretty seamless. And if you can, hashtag would be great. And leave a comment. And if you can, if there's any types of music that you would like to have played or reviewed, or you're an artist and you want your music listened to and you're independent, I will gladly play it in the future. Have a wonderful Friday. Be kind to one another. And let's continue this journey of healing and hope tomorrow.